At syempre po, siya po ang, she's the
AM Radio, DZMM, and Cable TV,
TV ANC. She had inclinations towards the performing arts, but believed her calling had always been in the field of information and communication. And maintains that before being an on-camera personality, she is first a politician's wife.
Uy, kilala ko na to.
Married Secretary Mar Rojas last October 27, 2009, who is now the Secretary of Interior and Local Government.
Sino ang pinag-uusapan namin ni Mike dito? Of course, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Korina Sanchez!
Handa na ba kayong yumaman? Taas ang kamay ng lahat ng gustong yumaman. Naku, parang ang konti. Thank you very much for having me here. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ang inyong lingkod si Korina Sanchez Rojas. At natutuwa ako'y napaunlakan na maimbitahan po dito. And the reason why, yan po ang aking opening. Handa na ba kayong yumaman? Tatanungin ko muna, sino dito ang mayroong utang? Taas ang kamay. Ay, nako, ayaw pang umamin ng iba. Tatanungin ko ulit, taas ang kamay ang mga may utang. Ayan, nagpakatotoo na tayo. Hindi naman masama ang magkaroon ng utang, basta ang utang dapat binabayaran. Correct? Okay, almost everyone wants to be rich. The most noble of men will turn their backs on their true calling in life, so to speak, for a chance at getting rich. But then I've also heard someone say that he had never met a truly happy rich man. Naniniwala ba kayo doon na habang ikaw ay yumayaman, mas tumitindi ang iyong mga problema? Pero hindi naman ibig sabihin na ayaw na nating yumaman. Ang ibig lang sabihin noon, maganda ang yumayaman, pero ang importante, tayo ay happy. Tama ba yon? Happiness is the most important thing. Now, the more ordinary definition of success is how much money you have. But is that really the true measure of success? It seems like yesterday when we were graduating high school and we had to choose which course to take up in college. Medyo nalilito pa ako noon kung anong kurso ang aking kukunin. For most middle-class kids who grew up with fewer options than the kids from Dasmariñas Village or Forbes Park in Makati, it was about what job would make us money later. I did not like math. Sino dito ang mahilig sa mathematics? Ay, konti lang. Sorry, mas marami kami. Mas marami kaming mahihina sa mathematics. So I did not like math, so I thought I wanted to be a dentist. You know, pull a few teeth here and there and make money on the side. Fortunately for me, I didn't make it to the cutoff for the quota course in UP Manila. I think I would have hated looking into 100 mouths every day. So what was I going to do next? Crunched for time, I had to think fast. And funny how when you have to think fast, you think top of mind. And top of mind is often what you really, truly are thinking most of. It was a simple exercise of thinking of not what I hated, but thinking of what I loved. And even as a child, all the way to that point in high school, I knew that I liked writing. I liked debate, I liked declamation, and I excelled in extemporaneous speech. I loved theater. What I truly liked was right in front of me. I finished communication arts and I'm now taking my master's in journalism. So, napakaswerte ko talaga. My very first job was in the newsroom, and almost 3 decades later, I am still in the newsroom. And I think it is the best job in the world. By the way, I am still not able to buy everything I want. I am still not able to buy the jewelry that I occasionally lust for. I still can't buy the sports car that I think I'd look really good in. I can't really travel as much as I'd like because I have to work. But am I happy? And the singular answer to that is yes, I am happy and have been happy for 3 decades now doing what I do every single day. Ano ba ang sikreto sa kaligayahan? How do you find happiness? I followed my passion, and it opened and continues to open these windows, these doors, wherein I find opportunities to do what I love doing and I think I do well. Sa isang career, kailangan gusto mo yung ginagawa mo. Doing what you love, I think, is the key to real success. Hindi naman po ako negosyante. I'm not really an entrepreneur. I'm not really into business, and I won't pretend to have that key to the success of business. But I am guessing that the formula to genuine happiness is the true key to success, rather than success being defined simply by one's bank account. You might be aware that I have an ongoing campaign to give rubber slippers to children nationwide. Handog Chinelas is running 9 years now, and through my platforms in ABS-CBN, I am able to spread the word that this is a real need of kids nationwide that is often overlooked. Nagbibigay tayo ng gamot, nagbibigay tayo ng pagkain, ng damit, ng bahay sa mga nangangailangan. Hindi natin alam ang mga bata naglalakad ng nakapaa papunta sa eskwelahan. So nadiskubre namin yun, na kailangan pala ng mga bata ng tsinelas. Akala namin doon lang sa Leyte, where I started this 9 years ago. Yung pala, kahit dito lang sa Quezon City o sa Maynila, marami pa ring bata ang naglalakad ng sira-sira ang tsinelas at nakapaa. It is a passion for me. To me, being in a position of power and influence in media is useless if it cannot be used to help people for their immediate needs. Okay yung mag-investigative report o mag-report tayo ng mag-report. An investigative report serves for good in the longer run. But people are hungry now. People need clothes and shelter now. Children are walking barefoot to school now. May ipapalabas po ako sa inyo dito ngayon. This is the story of Blake Mikoski. Alam niyo ba yung sapatos na Toms? Alam niyo yung Toms, di ba? Maganda, mura, uso, maganda siya. Ito yung nag-imbento nun. Si Blake Mikoski, an American who founded Toms, the footwear that many teenagers now craze about. And this is how he started from his passion and made good business, all while making the world a better place to live in. Panoorin po muna natin.
So the name is kind of tricky because my name is Blake and everyone wants to meet Tom, but Tom doesn't exist. I started Tom's so I could give away shoes. A lot of companies have a thing where they build a business and then they give away as they become successful. Mine was the opposite. I felt a responsibility to help people, and then I had to build a business in order to do it. So it was important for me to start using more environmentally sustainable materials, 70% hemp, and 30% recycled plastic bottles. Together, that creates something that looks and feels like a traditional canvas and is just as durable, but much more environmentally sustainable. And that's just one example of using creative thinking to kind of get the same end result, but with less impact. This term social entrepreneurism is a really good one because it melds the idea of being an entrepreneur and understanding the tenets of what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur, and then also kind of a social mindset in that, I'm going to start giving back to the community or solving a social problem from the beginning, and I'm going to use business to foster that. When I think of eco-warrior, it's someone who is using their life, their talents, their resources to truly save the environment. We all have a certain level of influence. It's the most responsible thing to do to make sure that you use that influence to make the greatest impact you can. What do you do? How do you tweak it so that your environmental impact is lower? And that is a more sustainable way to approach it than try to redo the whole system. Part of what I think Tom's impact, hopefully, on the world will be when I'm long and gone, will not necessarily be how many shoes we gave away, but how many other businesses we inspired to follow suit. What they do not only affects immediately the environment or their people today, but also, all the entrepreneurs that will follow their lead. Start small, really do it right from the beginning. Keep your overhead low, and then if the market responds and it grows, great, you're going to help more people. But if it stays small and you only help a few people, you're still helping someone, and that is, that's very admirable.
Palakpakan naman natin yung kwentong yon. Medyo mahirap intindihin kasi ang bilis niya mag-Ingles, di ba? Pero ang ibig lang niyang sabihin ay ito, nagsimula siya na tumutulong sa tao. Nakita niya masyadong maraming bata, worldwide ang walang mga sapatos at tsinelas. Humanap siya ng paraan para makagawa siya ng sapatos na akala natin gawa sa tela. Yung pala gawa siya sa mga plastic na bote. Gumawa siya ng technology para ito ay eco-friendly, mas mura, mas kayang bilhin. Yan ang ipinamigay niya. In the end, ginawa niya ng design at nung nilagyan na niya ng kulay, naging patok na negosyo para sa kanya. He began with a passion. He began with a motive of helping people. Marami na po akong kilalang yumaman ng husto dahil ang unang naging pakay nila ay tumulong sa kapwa. Kung hindi tumulong sa pamilya para mapaaral ang kanilang mga kapatid o pamangkin o kaya ay mga anak, nagsisimula ang isang magandang negosyo, ang isang matagumpay na negosyo kapag maganda ang motibo sa simula't simula pa lang. Marami na po akong kilalang ganyan. At kapag ini-interview namin, parating nagsisimula sa maganda ang kanilang pinagsimulan. At yan ay lumalawak ng lumalawak ng lumalawak. Kung ikaw ay maging milyonaryo, edi maganda. Pero sabi nga nitong gumawa at nag-imbento ng Toms, magsisimula ka ng maliit, kung patok, edi maganda. Kung gagawa ka lang ng maliit na kikitain, at least masaya ka at nakakatulong ka pa sa iba. You all know who Steve Jobs is, right? Steve Jobs, Apple. Founder and builder of Apple. Ang sabi niya, he listed his number one principle in an article as, do what you love. He once said, people with passion can change the world for the better. Chris Gardner is a successful stockbroker in the US. And he said, find something you love to do so much that you can't wait for the sun to rise to do it all over again. Hindi ka makahintay gumising dahil gusto mong ulit-ulitin yung ginagawa mo araw-araw. Mark Zuckerberg, kilala ninyo. Facebook, Siya ang nag-imbento ng Facebook. Bilyonaryo na siya, 27 years old pa lang. He said, "Follow your happiness. If you don't end up making a fortune, you will at least be doing what you love." Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time, Americano, suggests the importance of finding what truly gives meaning to our lives, what makes each day important, and to make this our focus. Joao Alhananti, who compiled these quotes in one of his articles, also said, in closing, "Success is primarily defined as an achievement of something desired. So the most successful people are the ones who achieve the things that they most desire. What we desire most, even more than money, is to be proud of what we do with our lives. It is true that in work, it is true in business, small or larger scale. So a truly successful person is one who is proud of the work one does. And if we are truly passionate about mensahe, pero natutuwa po ako I had this chance to talk with all of you. Maraming salamat po. I'd like to thank Mr. Joey Concepcion, of course, Marisa Concepcion, maraming salamat sa inyong pag-imbita. Of course, Miss Alice Eduardo, thank you, Alice. Thank you, Small, for being here, my Rara team, at maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Thank you po.
Maraming salamat, Miss Korina Sanchez. Palakpakan po ulit for her.